This is a Sega Super Hang-On PCB that I've just repaired. It's actually my own PCB for a change rather than someone else's. It's come out of my Super Hang-On cab. What the fault was, it was showing garbage on the screen constantly, even though the main CPU was running okay. This indicated that the slave graphics CPU here was not running correctly. The fault was actually about as simple as faults can get. I checked the activity on the data lines here using the scope, and I found that D2 looked suspicious compared to the other data lines. Upon further investigation, I removed these two sockets and I found that there was a hairline crack on the D2 data line on the component side of the PCB in an area that was covered up, so it wasn't through accidental damage or poor storage or anything. It seems to be an actual, like a mechanical failure of the track, which is very rare. Fixing it was a simple case of replacing the two sockets and then joining the D2 track underneath using some nylon wire. Everything seems to be working fine now, so I'm going to reinstall the PCB into the arcade cabinet and give it a bit of a play test, make sure everything's working. And there's the machine ready for the PCB to be reinstalled in the door here. I'll just do that now. Okay, so the PCB has been reinstalled and the machine is slotted back in place. Let's power up and see if it works. Oh, that sounds good. And there we go, screen's coming on. Now, one annoying thing that you'll notice with, say, all Sega games of this sort of age is Sega had absolutely no idea how to get free play to work properly. So on the Sega games, free play either, it's always an option, but it either completely doesn't work and doesn't actually do anything, so you can't start the game, or the game will just continuously run in a cycle trying to play itself, which is completely pointless, and I've no idea why they did that. I need to switch off free play mode really and install a credit button to stop it from doing this. Otherwise, you walk up to the machine, it's halfway through a game when you want to play it. Anyway, all looks good, let's just give it a quick test. Yeah, controls working, brake working, everything's working fine. That's it, I think that's a success. Well, I need to tidy up and get some time to do some proper videos out here, but for now I'll just do a little sneak peek tour of the main games room. So over here we have Chase HQ, then next to that Konami Winding Heat, another driving game, Atari Championship Sprint, that's a Atari System 2 game, next to another System 2 game, APB. This is actually probably my prized possession, my Midway Wild Kingdom, fairly rare, old electromechanical rifle game, very interesting. Atari Vindicators, Super Hang-On, obviously you've seen, super rare one-off Sega Sheriff prototype, that's actually very interesting to light up. It's got like a 3D backdrop. The Fun Games biplane machine, Atari Return of the Jedi with the front's currently missing as I'm doing some work on it. A fairly nice condition Space Invaders Part 2 that I'm still trying to find a monitor for. A mini Centipede. Tucked away in the corner is a Monaco GP, which will be for sale soon. There's a mini Konami checkered flag machine. Next to that, Sega Afterburner, another Atari System 2 game, Paperboy, Atari Zybots, everyone's favourite, Atari Star Wars. That's actually working for a change. And then a Lethal Enforcers project, that's just a load of different gun game boards stacked up on top of it at the moment. Need to finish that one off. And there you go, back to the end, back to the beginning again.